There's a sexual identity called
demisexual. Yeah.
Which means you don't like sex or something?
No, that's asexual. So that's one too.
Oh,
demisexual.
You only want, I don't understand.
It means you need to be emotionally attracted to someone before you sleep with someone. So that would be for
that's we call that traditional.
It's called being a woman.
Being a woman. It's called being a woman. Well, congratulations, you're now queer. So that has happened. And then, but at the same time, so you have the rise of queer and sort of the decline of lesbian. The term lesbian seems stodgy and old and unhip now. But at the same time, you've also had, this massive increase in the population of transgender people, which can, of course, encompass people who have severe gender dysphoria, but it can also can encompass non-binary identities. And that's what I'm really interested in, because the non-binary identity, if you talk to, and I've talked to a lot of people who call themselves non-binary, because at this point, it's all of my former lesbian friends are now all non-binary. It's not just about this rejection of lesbianism, it's about a rejection of being a woman. And I find that really interesting. And I cannot tell you the number of women I know, even talking about this is fraught, because if I refer to them as like former women, there's some bristling at that, because people say, no, I've always been non-binary or whatever. So let's say females. If I talk to the former females in my life and I say, well, what does it mean to be non-binary? What they often say is, well, I don't feel like a man and I don't feel like a woman. Well, what does that mean? Well, sometimes I like to wear masculine things and sometimes I like to wear feminine things. And to me, I find this to be deeply regressive, because the whole point to me of women's liberation and lesbian liberation is to decouple us from these gender roles, right? So the fact that I wear pants and I have short hair and I like to do masculine things does not make me less of a woman. To me, that is progress. It is to say men can be feminine and women can be masculine, and that doesn't mean that we're not women and we're not men. What the non-binary identity does is sort of flip that. And it says, if I am gender non-conforming, I am not a female. And I hate that. I've been gender non-conforming my entire life. I was a tomboy as a kid. I was one of those kids who genuinely looked like a boy. I was the only girl in Little League. I was constantly mistaken for a boy. I've been misgendered my whole life. And so I've been fighting this battle my entire life for people to be able to see people like me, see butch lesbians, and not think that's a man in the woman's room, right? That, to just have this basic idea that women can be butch and that's fine. But instead you have this generation coming up after mine that says like, oh no, if you're butch, you're not a woman, you're something else. You're trans, you're a non-binary.